I start off in kind of like a Z-guard situation, constantly with the stiff arms to keep him from getting through. And obviously we all know some are probably going to get through, you know. But once I have that space, what I'm going to do, once I've popped him up there, is shoot in and go around the leg. Now I still have to be aware of my neck. So I keep it, my shoulders come up, I keep it really tight. Now this leg, see where this elbow is too? So now his hips have turned. Okay, so now I keep a hold of it right there. Well, and I have him here. Now, if I get to here, and he's really keeping me, like he's you know, like I'm not getting what I want. Don't, in MMA, don't do this kind of stuff. Because now he has my hand trapped. All I do is hit the knee. So we're in here, and maybe I ended up here, or like I was here, but he's stopping me. I can't get what I want. So I come to here, and just roll over. And I don't have to go under the leg, you know, because like I say, if I go under the leg, he sits down on it, you know. So now, we're in the situation, same thing, like, I'm trying to get in there, but I can't. He's got his using his head, posting me down. Anytime this arm is where I want it, I go for the Kimura. Now, from here, this knee, I need to keep high, because when I drop this down, I don't want him passing it this way. I want him to pass it this way. Okay, so he starts to move around, and I'm gonna move the opposite direction. Now, right here, I've got so much like power, like fulcrum rise. And I just go for the back. Now, of course, you know, like I said, there's variations on depending on what the guy does. This time, let me get the Kimura, but then resist. I'm going to see what comes out with it. So we're in here again. We're fighting. Bam! I get the Kimura. Okay. So passes. The more he resists in a lot of cases, the easier the technique is. Because what happens is you think about if you go to lift a guy and he's completely dead weight, you get two of you, you know, it's not happening very easy. But if I'm completely stiff, I'm very easy to lift, you know. So it's the same principle. I'm controlling his focal point right here with that Kimura underneath. And he's trying to resist me because he doesn't want to go that direction. He's starting to feel it now, and so that resistance makes his body stiff.
Oh,
makes sense. Yeah, totally. Because it's not loose. No, yeah, and you're not gonna be because you're gonna be resisting the move, you know. And the only thing when you try to do some training, what's gonna happen is guys are good training. You have bad training partners, which are guys that resist everything you try to do. You have good training partners. They're guys that apply just the amount of pressure that you need to be able to practice the move. And then you have guys that basically are just going to be kind of like hesitant and limp. And those guys are really not. You have to bring them along because that's not going to provide the resistance you need either. And so if you get with each other, and sometimes when you do this, try to practice this, it's not always going to come out the way that you want it to, because depending on what a guy's body does.
I think transitions are more important anyway.
Yeah.
Get the submission, get the lock on, and just
moved off of the bottom position, you know. And to me, that our big philosophy is like on top with arm bars. Like in MMA, if there's 30 seconds left in a fight, I would go for an arm bar. As a corner, I'd be telling my guy, you got 30 seconds, go for it or whatever. Because if he loses position, he's lost nothing, you know. And we all know that with the sweat and everything else, you know, there's a good chance of it. But at the end of the round, he got a submission attempt, which, you know. So, I mean, we were always like very big into that kind of strategy, you know. Most jiu-jitsu guys are after, they want the submission. And we want the finish, but I don't care if it's by butt bludgeoning them or, you know.